Good morning, everybody. What's up? Thank you for being here. Welcome to Discovering Nicole. That would be me. I am Nicole, and here we talk about all things addiction recovery, and then I share my life with you guys. So I uploaded a couple of videos over the weekend, and I've gotten several comments that you guys would like for me to talk about suboxone tapering. So let me just tell you guys, I have already gotten down to about a 0.5 milligram to 1/4 milligram, and I have paused at that. I'm probably going to stay on that little amount for a while, at least until I feel comfortable enough and my son gets a little bit older. But a lot of you guys were wanting to know how I got down to such a low amount and what kind of taper I did. So I'm going to break it down for you guys step by step. Okay. Before we get into the video, I want you to know that I'm not a medical professional. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nurse. I'm not any of those things. So take what I say with a grain of salt, do your own research, talk to your own doctor, and, that kind of thing. So I always have to let you guys know that, because there's people out there in the world on the internet who would love to say, oh, Nicole's giving medical advice. To you trolls, I say, I am just sharing my experience. So let's get into it. First and foremost, I think you need to know when you're ready to taper. And how do you know that? Okay, for me, I knew that I was ready to start tapering when I started to forget to take my medication. When I started to forget to take my medication, that made me realize that I was no longer obsessing over it. Like, you know how when you first get on subs and you're like, I gotta take my medicine every morning when you wake up, it's almost like, it's right there in the front of your mind. And if you don't take it, then you're not going to feel good later on or whatever. So you're like constantly kind of focusing on it, or at least that's what it was like for me. I was focused on it. So when I started to forget that I had to take it, that's when I was like, okay, I might be ready. Also, I would like for you guys to go through a checklist of things that will help you to know that you're ready. Number one, are you financially stable? Are you in a place where, you have a full-time job, or you have family that you're living with and you have stability? Okay, how is your living situation? Do you have a roof over your head? That's really important. Okay, what about your transportation? Are you able to get from point A to point B safely? Okay, relationship. How is your relationship? Are you married? Are you divorced? Are you getting a divorce? If you're going through a divorce, I don't think it would be a good idea to try and taper off your subs. Okay. Just because that adds more and more stress. And so the idea of going through this checklist of things is to alleviate any stressors that you have before you start your taper. You don't want to be tapering if you are behind on your bills and haven't been able to catch up. These are things that can throw you off, right? Another thing that I would look at before tapering is how have I been feeling about my sobriety? Do I feel like I'm in a good place? Have I been struggling with a lot of triggers? Have I been wanting to use? Really, really think about that kind of stuff, okay? And if you can go through and you can X off all those and say, nope, I'm in a good place, I'm ready to taper, then by all means, get that shit going, honey. Sure, not everybody's life is going to be perfect, but you want to make sure that you're stable, y'all. I cannot say this enough. Stable. I don't want you to start tapering if you don't have nowhere to live and you're couch hopping. I don't want you to start trying to taper if your mom is in the hospital and she's sick with cancer. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Make sure that you have the least amount of stressors in your life before you start your taper. Okay, then what you need to do next is you need to go talk to your doctor about it. Hey, doc, I'm ready to start tapering, okay? Now, most of the time, the doctor will help you with a taper, but some of the doctors don't know how. So that's where I come in, and I'm going to share with you guys personal lived experience. Okay, so here we go. I was at 12 milligrams when I started to taper. My first drop was a 2 milligram drop, and I went from 12 milligrams to 10 milligrams, and I stayed at that drop for over 30 days. I stayed at it for 90, which is way too long. Just so you guys know, you don't have to stay at it for 90, but I did because that's how my appointments were. My appointments were every 90 days. What you can do and what works great is dropping every 30 days. Not every week, not every 2 weeks, not every 3 weeks, every 30 days, because that gives your body time enough to stabilize at each drop. And that is what's important. If you are dropping every week, you are going to put your system into like this whacked out place where it's trying to catch up with itself. Okay, the idea is to stabilize at each drop, give your body a second to, and then go on to the next one. All right, we don't want to be chasing our tail and chasing each drop. Remember that. So minus 2 milligrams for 30 days. Okay, also, I take away 2 milligrams until I get to the single digits. Once I got to 8 milligrams, once I got to 6 milligrams, then I started taking away 1 milligram. So listen up. So we go from 12 to 10, okay, for 30 days. Then I went from 10 to 8 for 30 days. Then from 8 to 6 for 30 days. Then from 6 to 5. Now this is where we take away the 1 milligram for 30 days. From 5 to 4 for 30 days. From 3 to 2 for 30 days. Now we're at the 2 milligram point. This is where you can pause for a second and just kind of chill. If you want to stay at 2 milligrams for 60 days, for however long, right? Just so that way you can get your bearings, because this is where it's going to start to feel. You're going to start to feel and notice the drops. That's why when we get to 2 milligrams, we're only going to take away 0.5, a half of a milligram. Okay. So we're going to go from 2 to 1.5 for 30 days. If you have to pause your taper and stay 60 days, that's okay. Then we're going to go from 1.5 to 1 milligram for 30 days. Then we're going to go from 1 milligram to 0.5 of a milligram for 30 days. So now we're at half a milligram, you guys, okay? So we can chill. We can pause here at half a milligram, get our bearings straight, get ready, because the next drop we're going down to 0.25. We're going down to the quarter of a milligram, okay? Go down to the quarter of the milligram. Chill here for a while. Get yourself back together. Get yourself to feeling good. Okay? And you can jump off right here, or what you can do is and this is what I'm going to do. You can do this. Take your quarter on Monday, skip Tuesday, take your quarter on Wednesday, skip Thursday, take your quarter on Friday, skip Saturday, and do that for a couple of weeks. Then take your quarter on Monday, skip Tuesday, Wednesday, take your quarter on Thursday, skip Friday, Saturday, and you got 2 days in between that. Okay, and you can do that for a couple of weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Then you put 3 days in between until you're taking literally that little piece once a week. Once you get down to that once a week point, you can jump off, baby. Jump off. You're going to be, and listen to me, you guys, this is where I made the mistake. I got down to my quarter milligram and I got super duper froggy and I wanted to hurry up and be done. And I jumped off. I had withdrawal. It wasn't bad, but I had withdrawal. But where I got screwed is that I was off of it for about 2.5 weeks and I had the worst depression. And so I decided to get back on that quarter milligram because I just couldn't handle the depression. So this next time I do it, I'm going to be patient, and that's where I messed up, and that's why I want to share this with you guys. Be patient. There is no rush. Okay? Doing the little skipping days things, I really think that will make it a lot easier than just jumping completely off at 0.25. Okay? I really hope that this helps you guys out a lot. Sorry, this is moving. I can't get it to be still. I'm on the bed. I hope that me sharing this with you guys, I hope this helps you guys. I'm not like a guru, but I know a lot about suboxone, and I've been on the medication for 7 years. And I try and I work really hard on educating myself. I work for Dr. B. I work for his MAC clinic. I work with people every single day that are on subs, and I help people every single day that are on subs. It's really, really important to me to provide you guys with safe, accurate information, and I really do believe that this taper plan that I just shared with you guys is an amazing, amazing taper plan. And I will tell you this, I have had people who used my taper plan who have done phenomenal. I have had people who have came to me and told me, Nicole, I had barely any withdrawal. And that is what we're shooting for. I'm always here to help you guys. All you have to do is reach out to me. You can text me on my cell phone at 501-258-1833, or you can call me on the 1-800 number for Dr. B, 1-800-779-4715. All right. I love you guys. I hope this helps you. Mwah.